bloop, it's Multiplier here, and as you can see, I've started bringing things into the new studio. This is all very temporary. The first room I tried just didn't work at all. The window was too small, there was no light, and it was horrible. I hated it. So I've moved everything into a different room. Well, not everything, just some things so far. And I thought I'd show you a bit of a trick I developed to mock up the various heights to see if I like them before I make something more permanent. So you can see here, you may have seen, I did a video, in fact, you may just be able to see it over there. There's zoom, there you go. You can see over there, I brought in the double layer keyboard thing, which I did a whole video about. You can see if I get it in focus. And I bought some additional versions, again, which you can see here. But what I've done is made some sort of board type things for them to go on because they're narrower than the width of the keyboard stand. Again, do see my video on the double layer keyboard thing if you're curious about that. But anyway, this is a very temporary solution because I have no idea how I want to configure this thing. I keep bumping into the door. Let's try and stop doing that. Anyway, so yes, this is a temporary solution to see if I like it, to see if I like the heights, to see if I like the layout, and to decide, do I, say, put two bits of gear next to each other? Or do I want, say, this, and then to chop the wood and then make it narrower? You get the idea. It's all about quickly mocking up the positions, using it for a bit, seeing if I like it, and then I can make something more permanent. So let me show you my cool little solution. So these boards are cheap and cheerful from a hardware store, maybe £4 or £5 each. They're just MDF, which is the cheapest type of wood type vibe. Again, not great for a long-term solution, but perfectly fine just to sort of keep me going and see if I like the idea. Cheap and cheerful and quick to set up. That's the name of the game when it comes to testing things out. So what I did is simply place it on the keyboard stand. You can see I just lifted. I can probably lift this one. This one's wobbly. That's just because I bent the keyboard stand thing already. So the other one's not wobbly over there. That's not wobbly at all. But yes, just simply placed it on the keyboard stand bit, and to stop it falling off. Let me show you something else I prefer. So I've crouched down. That hurt my knees. And let's focus. And holding the camera's hurting my shoulder. So it's a pain festival right now. Oh, running out of breath as well. Crikey. You could do this multiplier. So what I did is because of this sort of distance here, if I didn't put this clamp on, it would tip over. If I pressed down here, because of physics and stuff, it would simply tip. So because this distance is very big and the center of gravity and vibes, you can probably just do some physics homework to figure that out if you're curious as to why. But basically, it's to do with this. So the board, without sort of cutting holes in it. Oh no! In fact, let me do better words. This is actually an important concept. Do you remember if you watched my other video? You probably didn't because it was super long, but I liked it. And let's focus closer. So in the previous video, I mentioned how you couldn't really use the bottom level because the top level was sort of over it, so you couldn't reach behind it very easily. Which is hence why I used that keyboard. Words are difficult. It's why I used that keyboard on the bottom and then the keyboard with the screen on the top, because you just can't really reach very far underneath by default. You can't see what's going on, and so that's kind of an advantage. Well, it's a definite advantage. Down again. So that's the definite advantage of this board solution, because then if you see where the board kind of goes, if I hold it with a different arm, this is painful on the arms. So you can see the keyboard stand stops there, which would normally be the edge of the keyboard or the edge of the gear. But by putting this board, I'm looking through the screen here, by putting this board here, it sort of comes further right. So you can basically end up using two levels of things. I'll do that sentence again. We can do this multiplier. So by using this board, you can basically have the gear further towards you. So in this case, right, or normally closer to you. That means you can actually have gear that you need to get to the top of underneath something else. So that's actually quite a useful thing by having that board there. It's kind of like an additional bonus that I didn't even really think through until I kind of did it, and I thought, wow. However, here was my point. So that's all great, but if you imagine, I mean, it's not too bad in this case, but imagine the center of gravity of that. Oh, so this is an analog drum machine, by the way, the Arturia drum brute. So the center of gravity is probably here, which is, well, yes, technically over the edge of the keyboard stand, so it's probably okay. If I started then putting it down, so like it basically stands there okay by itself. Remember, center of gravity in the middle is sort of on the keyboard stand still, so that's okay. But if I start pressing down on the edge, or such as using these drum pads, then that's going to tip the whole thing over, and it's going to come crashing to the ground, and that would equal a sad multiplier. So what I did is I thought, what's the cheapest way I could not have to commit to this, test it out before actually committing to it. So I thought, let's use these little clamp vibes. These are these really cute little clamps. They come in a pack of 3. This is the medium-sized one. There's a smaller one and a bigger one. But yeah, they just clamp onto the keyboard stand, and that stops as I press down over here, that stops it flicking upwards and crashing into a million pieces. So that's a nice cheap. I just bumped into the camera into the wood thing there. Is it okay? Well, probably. Yeah, so we'll double check afterwards. So yes, that was what I did for the bottom layer. Again, this is I should clarify, this is all a temporary solution. I'll get some stronger wood and cover it in some material once I've committed to an idea. But then for the top level, even though basically every bit of music gear pretty much ever has really grippy feet on it, I wanted to be more confident in the thing not slipping off and crashing to the ground. So to give myself confidence, I mean, I put these on here. Let's do some zooming. Oh, look at that! I did a zoom. You can see I put some brackety things on. I screwed it to the wood. You've seen screwing to wood before, probably. And you can probably also see, if you take a close look at the letter A, not A for Adam, but the third letter in the word tractor. You can see how there's some rubbery vibes in between the metal and the music gear. So these are just sticky things you buy, again, at the hardware store. You get like 30 or 40 for 79 pence. So $1 if you use dollars. And that just protects the music gear. And again, it was a 5-minute job. We'll say 10 to 12 minutes to screw on 4 of these brackets on 2 boards so far. And it means I'm more confident. I'm 100% confident now. It's not going to slip off, which is again something I would do. Even though, I mean, you can this has sticky feet, as does the Torres over there, the TP16. That has sticky feet as well. So it doesn't actually slip off in practice, but I don't want to risk it slipping off. So just put some little brackety dudes on, and I think it's great. So I've said this a million times, but just to clarify, this is a temporary solution. I've still got 4 bits of things to bring in, and I haven't figured out where in the room it's going, or even if this is the room I will commit to. I'm a big fan of the window over there. Let's do some just window out to the front garden. Focusing, there you go. We sort of go around here. The curtains are horrible, going to replace those. And that's the garage over there that I can build stuff in, and as a garden, and flowers and bushes. You've seen flowers and bushes before. So yes, the window's great. I haven't figured out what's going where in the room, or even how I'm going to lay it out. Like, do I have everything on a 2-layer system? Or in fact, what I'm going to probably experiment with this weekend is having a 3rd layer, because more layers are better. And I just like the idea. So I'm going to try it. Although that will involve a bit more vibing out with the saws to attach it. So I need to attach the keyboard stand to a keyboard stand, etc. Anyway, I will leave that for another video. The whole point of this video is the idea of not committing to an idea until you've tested it. So this is my temporary solution to see if I like the layout, to see if I like the heights, to see if I like what gear where, and then I can build something more permanent around that, or even something less permanent, or not less permanent, just something. So one option is I either commit to a setup and then make something specifically for that setup. Another option is I build something that still allows me to continue to move things about. Haven't decided yet. It's probably a more sensible option of those two if you've seen it before. But anyway, I just thought it was quite a cool little solution. Just literally using some clamps, some MDF boards from the hardware store. Didn't involve any cutting or anything. I just simply bought them. They're obviously too big as they are at the moment, but that's part of the whole concept of just get the cheapest, simplest thing possible, see if it works, and then go from there. And I think I'm starting to vibe it out. But as I say, I'm not 100% set on the room yet. I think I need to, also what I am going to do is bring everything in and see if I like it. I mean, it definitely works in here, but it's very different to the other space. But that's also kind of the point, getting something, creating a different sort of space. So we'll see how it pans out. And yeah, I will, of course, keep you updated on vibes and things. I will do a more normal screen recording tutorial next week. Haven't decided what day. It'll probably come out on Thursday, depending on what's happening with my other ideas I'm trying, the other ideas I will be trying in here. So yeah, there'll be that screen recording video coming. That'll be cool. As well as probably an in the door or another studio vlog type thing as things evolve. Aren't those horrible curtains? I hate them. I'm going to replace them this weekend. Look at them, they're horrible. They've got flowers on, but not nice flowers. Yeah, bad curtains. Bad curtains. We're going to replace those and buy a lamp shade. I don't like that. It's all blown out anyway because of the camera, so you can't even see it. That's probably good. Good. You don't want to see that lamp shade. It's horrible. It looks all right when it's all blown out and overexposed, but in real life, horrible. That's not the point of this video. So let's go back on task. Yeah, these things, cool. Do it. Knowledge, studio vibes. Buttons, noises, a multiplier. Catch you guys on the flippity flip. This video is sponsored by me, my website. As you can see here, I have a whole range of things available, from serum presets through to serum tools, samples, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Do check it out, link below, multipliermusic.com, and/or subscribe. Thanks for watching.